Alright, you guys. Just sitting here next to the new fireplace we just got, and I tell you, the thing is awesome and I love it. But guys, Money Monday. It's actually Sunday night right now. I'm gonna try to get this sucker uploaded before probably about 3 o'clock in the morning. So guys, one of the things that I feel like is so flipping important in this industry is saving your flipping money. It is beyond important, and I'll tell you why. When I started into this industry, I was just a young kid, 20 years old, 20 years old, and started welding. And guys, the problem is up to that point of me welding, I could not afford very much. All right, I had to be frugal with my money. I had to learn how to use my money to survive till the next check. I think that's how most everybody is, all right? The problem with that is when I hit the money load that I was making, my first year I covered over $150,000 welding. I could buy anything and everything I flippin' wanted. It was horrible. And I tell you, I did it. I bought everything I wanted. For about the first couple months, I was pretty smart. I paid all my stuff off. Anything that wasn't making me money that had a payment on it, which wasn't much. I had my SA200 had a payment on it, and my rig truck had a payment on it. Those are the only two things I owed money on. Paid them off. I was debt free. Had nothing. Didn't owe nothing. Well, then I started putting these checks away, and I tell you, I was going out and eating every single night. And I got fatter than a footer. Boy, I did. I basically ate those checks away. I mean, growing up, we had hamburger, you know. Well, then we started getting rig checks, and I went out for ribeyes, and it was quite the experience. Well, then got hooked in with the welders basically, and started going to the bars and started going and doing that kind of stuff. And I tell you, you guys, you will blow through money faster than you can make it. You'd be blown away how fast you could burn through $150,000. Started buying new weld machines, custom everything. I mean, it was a joke. I had this old man, and he actually helped me. And man, I tell you, when I get to talking, I kind of dry out a little bit. I'll be right back. All right. I had this old man that I wish I would have listened to. His name is Bo Chanley, greatest CWI inspector. He's the guy that basically helped me stay on my first job. Him and Bob. And old Bo, he took me under his wing and he told me. He says, "Boy," he says, "right now you're eating chicken." He says, "Eventually you will be eating feathers." He says, "You need to put that money back." And I didn't listen. I didn't pay attention to anything he had to say. And I tell you, I just kept living that way. And buddy, I was living good for about 4 years. I thought I knew it all. And just like any freaking idiot that gets into something like this, you think you know it all. See, the problem is you don't. The problem is things are going right at the moment. All right. 2014 hit, or 15, I can't freaking remember. It was traumatic. Tried to forget about it. But anyways, greatest lesson I ever learned. Got laid off of a job down in Vail, Colorado. I did not work for an entire year. I didn't work. Couldn't find a job. I mean, I was doing little things, you know. Liza just got back. She's making me a little banana bread with chocolate chips in it. But anyways, you guys. So, it didn't work for a year. See, now what happens after a year is when you're an idiot and you rent everything you have from the bank, meaning you're making payments on it, and the thing's not paying you as you're making payments on it, is that the bank still wants their payments when you can't give them a payment. I tell you, that's more stress than anybody should ever have to deal with. So, now that you have the background on where we're coming from, guys, the biggest tips I got for you right now is when you get a check, you don't need to be in a 401k, you don't need to do anything like that. Guys, you are saving to invest your money. The last thing you want to do is be 70 years old and still be out here doing this. All right, it's just not. I mean, being 70 years old and being a CWI, no problem. Being 70 years old and being the welder still is, I mean, your eyes are pretty much cooked, your body's over, and it's just like, man, you're working to live is all you're doing. You're saving your money to invest, all right? Me and Liza, we take out half of our check. We put half of the check away, and then we take another $500 out and we put it in a different account. So I have two savings accounts basically. Take $500 out, put it into a savings account. Then I take half of my check and put that into another savings account. The half of the check is for investing. The $500 a week that I put away is for when we get laid off, is to get us to the next job, help us survive till we get checks, and then start just reaccumulating that $500. That is what I do with my money. That is how I save my money. Anything after that, do whatever you want with it. Alright? If you can put more than half of your check away, frickin' do it. You really only need to live on, I mean, if you're making a $5,000 check, there's no reason you could not go have a fantastic time on $250, $500, alright? Should be putting away $4,500 worth of that check. So $4,000, I mean, no problem. Think about it, because right now you're eating chicken. Eventually you're going to be eating feathers because the whole thing drops out underneath you. What are you going to do when you get to that point? If you have $5,000 worth of payments and you don't have $5,000 a month coming in from it, you're going to get wiped out and you're going to start at zero, and you're actually going to be under zero. You're going to have terrible credit. The bank ain't going to give you nothing. And how are you going to start over? Alright? Everybody just think about it. Save your money. Put your money away. Your saved money in a bank is dead money. Just so everybody knows, that's dead money. It ain't doing anything for you. But it's going to be your investment money down the road. The problem with investing is if you don't have any money to invest, you have nothing. So save your dead money so that later you can invest in something that is making you money and that can turn around everything that you're doing. Everybody be blessed, and we'll talk to you later. See ya.